Yo guys, it is Moverdi on the move. If you like my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate your support so that I can continue to test drive vehicles. With the oil gas prices going crazy, bonkers because of the global crisis and the war in Middle East between the United States and Iran, gas prices are really increasing. So a lot of my followers are asking me to test drive EVs because right now it is a big difference in terms of people wanting to drive EV instead of paying high gas mileage and prices. So in front of me, special shout out to Volvo Canada. I have this 2026 Volvo EX30 cross-country stream level in this special gray color. I will have to say this is a subcompact EV, and you know, if you're not familiar with the Volvo brand, lately Volvo actually has been launching a lot of EV options other than this gas engine, its hybrid engine, and of course, if you know, they are also affiliated with Polestar, which is strictly EV. So Volvo is having the EV in Polestar brand and also EV in this Volvo brand. Now, this one, that media fleet that they give us, it has the Volvo rack on the top to make it more rugged, to make it look like cross country, to fit in that kind of like idea. So as you can see, I'm still pumping the recharging and charging on this EV. It's a 100% electric. It's a subcompact, and I will have to say this is a very controversial vehicle right now among media and also consumers, because there's a lot of quirkiness on this vehicle. And I will say that it is really related on the design by the engineers, on the functionality, and you either hate it or you either love it. So I will say I will let you decide whether this is a vehicle for your considerations. Now, for this one, the EX30 is the smallest of the EV lineup in the Volvo right now. It's subcompact. Okay, so I would say the size are kind of related, kind of like close to like a Mazda CX-30 or maybe the Lexus NX200. So in terms of size-wise, like obviously those are not electric vehicles. One is a hybrid Lexus, or it could be gas engine, and also the CX-30 is also a gas engine. So basically, as you can see, I personally really like the way it looks on this EX30. The front looks amazing, the side looks amazing, and the back looks amazing. And also the digital lights comes in this is really cool. You can see the digital boxes light in the front. A bit kind of reminds me of the Hyundai and the Palisade kind of style. Because it's an electric, you don't really need the grille, so instead they have all these kind of like a geo kind of like landscape contour on the front of the grille. And then the GV is the green license plate to make sure that you know that you can use the HOV lane in a single occupants. So now here you can see is the Michelin tires, and this one is quite big tires. I would say it's an all-season 19-inch. Really like the rims. And then you can see that this is a CCS port. So I'm just charging up at the Shell gas station. It has the cross country on the side here as well. You can see the green is telling you it's charging, and I really like the rear looks of this. I do have to give props, like on the back it kind of looked like the Polestar lights, but it does give you the Volvo brand on the back. And then what I really appreciate is that they could have just give you the tail lights like this and that's it, but they decided to give you this part of the lights as well. And now let me show you what's inside. So inside, it has made of a lot of recyclable material. I do have to say, despite this is a very recycled material, it looks really good. Like, it looks very unique. I really like this metal bar, that handlebar. And this are type of the recycled material. And there are a lot of quirkiness and a lot of unique features here in Volvo. Now, I never really driven, this is the first time I driven Volvo, so I don't even know what Volvo, maybe they have like unique features in the past that I wouldn't even know. So I'm just gonna base on what I know, what I feel is kind of like weird or odd or funky from this EX30 based on my point of view as a first timer in a Volvo. So you have lights out here. I'm sitting in the back. I do have to say it is somewhat a bit tight and I'm not even 6 feet. So if you're more than 6 feet or you have 2 kids, this back rear door is compact. So I'm not sure if this is a family vehicle for you. I would say this is more like a young couple with a dog and a small dog, or and they want to be a little bit adventurous. Here you have window panels that open the windows, and they have 2 power outlet here, and it's a very nice touch here. You can see that the Sweden kind of like label right here, and then this material is kind of like very futuristic, and you can see the roof, the whole roof is panoramic, kind of like the Tesla. So yeah, as you can imagine. And then you can see this handle right here, and then you have a pouch here that can actually take it out. Like, look at this. So you can take it out like this, and it has kind of funky animated design here, like a moose, clouds, forests. It's very interesting. Now this one unfortunately does not have an armrest in the middle, which is not usual because I'm used to cars that has the armrest and the thing. But anyhow, here I feel like something is really, really nicely thought is that there's a pouch that you can put magazine or tablet, and then there's a smaller pouch to put probably your phone. So instead of having just one pouch and then your phone lost in the whole thing, they have a little pouch so that you can put a phone here, so that it's more shallow, it's not as deep, and then you can see the front. Now, why is this vehicle very controversial right now? It's the fact that this vehicle has a lot of interesting things. So first of all, they don't have a key fob. They basically is a card. So they give you a Volvo card, and then there's like a signal logo on the B pillar here on the center of this, between these 2 doors. To lock it, you tap, and then it's closed. So you can tell that you actually lock your car and turn off your motors is by looking at the rear view mirror when it's folded. Apparently, people were telling me that if you walk out after a certain distance, it will automatically close. But then there are people who also told me that that's not always works. So to play safe, it is important that I just tap and before I go to grocery shopping or something, because I don't want to assume that this vehicle is actually locked and it's not, and also that it's draining battery. So one thing I also does really like about this EX30 is the fact that they still give you this door handle, because a lot of companies such as the Kia and Tesla uses the flat one, and then you have to kind of wait for it to open. So now it's open, and then let me show you the front. Now, one of the thing about this Volvo is that the steering wheel is very not circular, and a little bit kind of like a round squarish. It has very minimalistic interior. First of all, there's no digital dashboard. Everything is running through this tablet or this screen. So this is where the controversy is, because not everybody is a fan of having everything on the screen, because when you're driving, your eyes are somewhat really distracted, because you cannot really have a fob or knobs to touch, and while you're driving you have to really look at the screen to kind of know where everything is. It does take time to get used to, because everything is running through the screens. For example, if you want to connect your Android Auto or your phone, is here. If you want to turn on the speaker, there's no knobs, you have to do this. If you want to turn on the ventilation, the steering, heated seats, everything, you have to go through the screen. If I want to turn on the fan, I have to use the screen. If I want to do the car, exterior light, even adjusting your mirrors, you have to use the screen and then use the button after. So everything is through the screen. So it's very minimalistic. I think this is what the Volvo is going for, is very minimalistic, and at the same time they want everything to be in one place. Now, I think if you are the new generation, like the teenagers or the kids that actually just got licensed and they're very tech savvy, or they're used to the smartphone, everything smartphone, then they will love this because everything is running through the screens, right? And it's very, very simplistic and minimal. The only thing is like here on the left is like, it took me a while to get used to. This is the wipers, and this is also the signal, left signal, right signal, and then the back wiper, and then the front wiper is all on the left side when I'm used to have the wiper controls on the right side. On the right side is the rear, the drive, the neutral, and the parking. And then the only thing you can really use your hand to feel is the knobs for your ventilations. Ambience is here. Exterior lights is everything is using the street lights here. Or maybe max you can do is the lamp here, and then that's about it. So the defogger's there. Now there's no speaker. There's no speaker on the driver's side, on the side panels like other vehicles. It has speakers, one big one, Commer Cordon right in the front. And I do have to say one thing. This is one of the by far the best audio system I ever hear in a vehicle. It is so crisp. It has no distorted sound, and it is just so good with the system. And I really enjoy it. It's amazing. I really enjoy it. It is very intuitive. This is the interesting part. A lot of these materials are recyclable, but yet they make it look very futuristic, modern, and I loved it. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It looks interesting. I feel like I'm in an IKEA. I don't know if it's because both are Swedish designers that I kind of feel this, parallel, but it does kind of give me a feel of a IKEA kind of feel to it. There are two wireless chargers here, okay, and then there's like storage here. On the top you can put your stuff here like I did here, but you can also open and put in more stuff down here. Now what's interesting is that even the glove box is not on the right side, so it has to be touchscreen, and then when you touch a glove box, the glove box come down, so you can't even just grab the handle and do the glove box open. You have to like push to have the glove box, okay? And here, this is also get used to, is that you have two switches for 4 windows, and in order for me to the front, you basically press this, the toggle, and then it will go windows down. Or you toggle on the right side, the windows down here, and then if I need to cuddle up, it will go up here, and then if I go up here, it will goes down here. Now there's no buttons for the back, so how does it work? The same 2 switches applies to the rear window when I touch rear. Boom. Then it lights up on red. Then I can go and turn on the rear lights, the windows. So basically it took a while to use to, and this is the only part I kind of feel like, really, can you just have 4 switches? Why do you have 2 switches and I have to do front and back? Anyhow, again, this is the Volvo design on how to be simple, how to be minimal. Now, even cup holder is actually pretty cool. Look at this. Press. It has 2 cup holders. Now, what if I only want 1? So, now, if you don't want cup holder, you can actually push this, and then it becomes more storage space. Now, if I want just 1 cup holder, I can push it halfway, and it will have 1 cup holder. Now, if I want it to be gone, I will be all gone. Super interesting design, really cool. And talking about the motor, so the basic of this Volvo EX30 comes with a single motor. For this cross country, it is double motors. It'll pump up about 420 horsepower of battery power and 400 pounds-feet of battery torque. So it is substantial, really cool. And as we speak, I came here maybe 20 minutes ago, and I went from 30% to 73%. This is not bad. Like, I'm impressed with the charging speed here, with the flow, and at the Shell gas station. This is the new norm now. You can actually get gas, or you can pump electric here at a gas station, which is very convenient. I mean, most of the time, people still going to charge at home, but this is amazing. So really appreciate that. And special shout out Volvo Canada for letting us drive this EX30 all electric for a week. Now, let me know if you're a Volvo EX30 owner. Let me know if there are any other interesting features that I didn't mention or I have missed, or if you're looking for EX30. If people are into this kind of setup where everything is in a screen and then there's not much going on with the knobs, or you still old school with different knobs and everything. Now, by the way, here's another thing that I need to get used to was there's no start stop engine button. So this screen will automatically pops on the moment you have unlocked the vehicle, the moment you have started driving. So in order for this to fully turn off, and that's why the media agency tell me, hey Vern, make sure when you walk out of this vehicle EX30, make sure the mirrors are folded, make sure the screen is turned off by tapping on the P pillar with the card, because you don't want to assume that it's turned off and your engine up draining you. Now, I do really like the concept of the card, because that means you no longer have to put keys in your pocket. It's bulky, it's heavy, you might lose your key. If you put a card, you can put it in your wallet. So I thought this is a very well done, really cool concept.